Hello you guys, it's a beautiful autumn afternoon and I'm here in the woods today to try out the Durston X-Mid 1. Let's do it. I love it! I'm gonna have to leave.
I'm going to an old trusty spot that I know.
So this right here is the Durston X-Mid 1. This is a lightweight trekking pole tent. It's going to go up with 2 trekking poles and it weighs only 795 grams. Now I'm really interested in this tent because I love my current Lanshan trekking pole tents, but I've had some issues with them.
Oh, Jesus. Right. Poles come down already! The whole tent keeps coming loose because the poles keep sliding and it's like whacking me in the face all night with the wind.
Namely letting water in and blowing down in the wind, which is not ideal of course, especially in our lovely British weather. But this tent claims to be storm worthy, which is a bold claim indeed. However, today is a lovely autumn day. It's going to be cold, but we're not going to have any crazy weather. So we're just going to have a look at it, get to grips with it, see what the first impressions are, and we'll storm test it on another day. Let's get it up. Before we start, I'm going to stick down a ground sheet to put my tent on because I don't have a specific footprint for it yet. Come out, little tent. So this tent is kind of special in that it doesn't require guidelines to set it up. The previous tension tents that I've used with the trekking poles, the Lanshans, you have to have the guy lines all pegged in nice and taut to get the tension right or it'll just flop over. But this apparently doesn't need the guys. I have already joined the inner to the fly so I can pitch this all in one go. They just clip on and then it attaches with these little clips at the top of the roof, which is quite cool. Very easy. So I believe to set it up, I've got to just lay it out in a rectangle and peg in the corners. This tent comes with 8 pegs, 4 little short ones and 4 longer ones. I did ask Durston which are for which part of the tent and they said that the longer stakes are for pegging a tent in and the shorter stakes are for the guy lines. Okay, the poles go in, spike upwards on this tent and apparently they just go to whatever height that they want to go to. So you can see here, there's a little hole there that the spike goes into. And you can feel that that's really reinforced and the spike of your trekking pole is resting on some webbing, so it's not going to damage the fabric of the tent. Okay, let's get these poles in. So I guess about there.
Yeah, I haven't realised yet, but I'm pitching right next to a tiny leaf-covered path. Oh dear.
Went in nice and easy. Let's do the other side as well. Okay, so that's the poles in. There's little bits of elastic at the bottom as well that you can put your pole handles in, sort of hold it in place and pull the bathtub floor out a little bit. Let's close these doors, see how it looks. Oh, I love it. As you can see, it's holding itself up entirely just with the poles. No guys on there. That's pretty cool. In fact, it looks like there's just the 2 guy lines. One on each end, although I suppose could you attach one here and then here as well on each side. Oh yeah, and you can also peg out the bottom of the side panels as well if you wanted to, so that's cool. You know, since we're having a fair weather camp, I'm actually going to leave my guys off today and just see how it does just with the poles in. I think that's going to be fine.
Yes, apart from the fact that I've pitched right next to a path maybe.
So we've got waterproof zips on here, double stitched seams, taped seams, so it should be completely waterproof, no seam sealing required. Oh. And this has magnetic toggles on the doors, which is really cool. Look, it's so satisfying. And apparently you can do with one hand, so I mean, can you? Maybe if you're not as cat-handed as I am. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah. So you can put your doors out the way with one hand if you wanted to, but easier with 2. Oh, I love that. We've got a vent over this side. Oh, so you can prop that open. And another one on the other side. And of course, you've got 2 doors and 2 vestibules, which I think is absolutely amazing. Let's open this one out. So in here I can see, oh yeah, there's more little clips here on the inner to attach to the outer. I guess that holds the inner out a little bit. Let's pop those on. And a little elastic tie for the inner mesh door there. That's cool. And you know what? Straight away you notice the headroom is lovely. 109 centimetres, I believe. And because you've got your two trekking poles, one at either end, it's that high all the way along, which is really nice because you're not going to be laying down having a tent flapping in your face. Right, so that's all my stuff in. You've got a floor space in here of 228 by 81 centimetres, which is fine for one person. Durston says that it will sleep comfortably a person of up to 6'4". The floor is thin, of course, as you would expect from a lightweight hiking tent. It's 20D polyester, the same as the Fly actually. There's no nylon in this tent, and apparently because it's not nylon, it doesn't sag as much when it's wet, which will be great because I have had some sagging issues with my Lanshans because they're made of nylon. Apparently, these doors can also be propped open with a stick somehow. Oh yeah, like that. So I'd need some paracord. Oh, I like that. I've got any paracord with me? Have a look. Right, this little bit I'm going to keep to make a clothesline inside the tent, and hopefully I can use this to prop the door open. Wow, look at that. Oh, I love it. That's blown me away a little bit. It's like having your own little extra tarp over your doorway. So I can sit here in my little vestibule and I'll be protected from the rain. That's really, really nice. Right, let's get this little washing line up. Okay, so I've got a nice little washing line up there now, if I have wet clothes or wet socks to dry out. And I've just noticed as well, there's two amazing pockets, one here and one up there, both up high. So I imagine you could sort of put your phone in there, say on a long hiking trip, watch a movie. Oh my God, that's a game changer, isn't it? There is so much attention to detail with this tent. So of the 4 small pegs that come in this tent, I've used one to prop this bit of the vestibule open, another one to support my stick holding this bit of the vestibule open down there, and I think with the other 2 I'm just going to put one in each end. I am going to try it without the 2 guys in, just to see if it holds up all night without any guy lines, which I'm pretty sure that it will. It's getting chilly, 3 degrees currently. I've got my hand warmer on the go. I think it's going to freeze tonight. Ooh, can see my breath. It's just getting dark and all of a sudden I hear the sound I dread the most. Footsteps. It reminds me why I like to do all those crazy super stealth camps with tarps and camo netting when I'm camping locally. Why I love not being seen, because I feel so much safer when I can hide. I'm gonna have to leave because someone's just been right behind the tent, and then he went a little way down there and was just standing there sort of looking, and I'm gonna pack up and move. I know a spot that I don't think I'll be seen in, but there will probably be some road noise, so apologies for that in advance, but I'm not staying here. Oh, it's so hard to get away from people and paths around here. Alright, let's go. Right, we're on our way. That's my fault because I didn't realise how close I was pitched to a path. And that's the problem. Down here, down south. Right. I'm going to an old trusty spot that I know by the light of the moon. Such a pretty moon tonight. I'll see you there. Look, there's eyes. I wonder what that is. It's probably a deer. Oh, look. There they are. See them moving. Yeah, what with
full moon and the situation in the eyes feels pretty eerie out tonight. I cannot find my spot. It's like my bearings have just left me. Right, I'm finally here at my little spot. That took hours. I think it's nearly 8 o'clock now. So let's get it up again and get cozy and have some dinner. That might be an even better pitch than before, actually. Yay! I feel like I'm at home now. This is like an old faithful spot for me. I've done loads of videos here actually, but I try not to do them in the winter. I don't know if you can hear the road noise, can be quite loud sometimes once the leaves are all gone from the trees, but this is fine. I'm happy here. I have got a massive pot of chilli to heat up for my tea, home cooked. I'm just heating up my little alcohol in the stove because it'll be too cold to light at the moment. It's about 2 degrees. Yay! Yeah, oh, I just still can't believe I managed to pitch that close to a path. And the thing is, because it's such a tiny path, you know, one that looks like a game trail, and where all the leaves have come off the trees, you can't even see it. I just didn't know it was there. Yeah. Oh, what an idiot. Hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep tonight. It'll be nice and warm and toasty. I've got my winter gear tonight, my floofy winter bag for the cold. And I've got homemade rice pudding for later as well. We've got the cutest little pot of jam. Isn't that adorable? And tomorrow we'll finish up looking at the tent when we've got some daylight again. I think we did most of it earlier though, really. But I think there's a few more bits to cover. Look. I do believe this is my first rice pudding wild camping experience. That is so good on a cold night. It's approaching freezing. How exciting. Haven't had a freezing camp in ages. I'm gonna get to bed, you guys, so I'll see you in the morning and we'll finish having a look at this tent. Bye! See the moon there? And see that little bright dot above it and to the left? That's Jupiter, chasing the moon through the November sky. Good morning. It is a beautiful cold morning. It's not frosty, but it's very fresh and very pretty. I had a lovely sleep last night. I reckon it's only 5 or 6 hours, but I slept so deeply I don't recall stirring even once. Just so sound and cozy. I love this sleeping bag. It's floofy as hell. So the 10, I have to say, it is so much easier to put up than my Lanchans because it's just trekking poles straight in and it holds itself up. It's really, really amazing. It's as simple as pegging in 4 corners and then putting your poles in to whatever height they naturally feel like they want to go to, and that's it. There's no guesswork, there's no getting the poles the exact right height, there's no having to get all the tension correct to hold it up, no guy lines even. I've not used guy lines at all and it's completely fine. Of course in wind you'd want to use the guy lines, but there's only one either end, so I think it's mostly all about the trekking poles. Can't really see any condensation. Oh yeah, there is condensation, but it's just a little layer. It's not dripping or anything. I've had the vents open all night, so that'll be helping. The fixtures are really delicate looking. I think they might snap in a good gust. I don't see how this will hold up in a storm. I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm really interested to try it actually. The floor's very thin, but all this stuff you expect from a really light tent, you know, that's why it's light, but it's just the storm-worthy thing. But according to Durston, they're using principles of geometry, which is how this tent holds up by itself without the guy lines, and apparently that's what makes it storm-worthy as well. But as I say, we'll see about the storm-worthy thing. We'll try it out.
We'll have some fun with that.
Yeah, and the colour as well. I know it's a green, but it's a very sort of minty, whitish green, and I feel like it really stands out. It looks beautiful, actually, against these autumn colours. It's a really nice combo, but I feel a bit noticeable, which I don't like. I'd prefer it in like a darker green. Actually, this tent comes in a pro version, which is, what is that, 445 grams, and that's made from DCF Dyneema composite fabric. Yeah, and you can get it's called the solid version, which is more suited to cold weather, and that weighs 825 grams, and that one looks darker actually. That looks a better colour for me, but I wanted to just try the regular X-Mid one first and see how I get on with that. And these vestibules, apparently you can fold in the vestibules if you've got a really tiny space to put the tent up in and you haven't got enough room to have the vestibules out. Apparently you can have them folded in. How does that work then?
Hello you guys, coming at you from an hour into the future because I'm going to have a go at collapsing down the vestibules. This is what Durston call a skinny pitch. So because this tent is held up by the four corners being pegged in, when we take this corner out it's going to flop over, so I'm going to have to use the guy line now to keep the trekking pole held up. So I take this corner peg out and just replace it with the guy line. I think the idea is that you just sort of fold it in like that. You can peg it like that. Yeah, so it's definitely skinnier on this side. Let's do the other side as well. That is pretty cool. So I've taken the vestibules in on both sides and it really has become quite a lot skinnier. So I guess with this, we get this open. Yeah, so you basically just got your sleeping area in here now. Yeah, you will need to peg out the corners of your inner because they aren't being pulled out by the outer anymore. Pretty cool. Right, I'm gonna finish my coffee here and then get going. So thank you for sharing this little trip with me, you guys. Sorry about the drama in the middle there, but I hope you enjoyed tagging along nonetheless, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks guys, bye!